Welcome to the UFC All-Time Top Earners video. For the last half-decade, fighter pay has become an increasingly discussed issue in the UFC. More fighters are stepping forward to voice disdain and concern. From what can be researched on the issue, there is good reason to have gripes. According to MMA Manifesto, 15% of fighters who participated in the UFC in 2012 made under $10,000. Over 50% made between $10,000 and $99,000 for the full year of employment, gross total before fees, training camp costs, and taxes. With that being said, let's take a look at the top 5 UFC fighters of all time, based on career earnings. Number 5, Ronda Rousey. Despite her relatively short stint in the UFC, she still earned an estimated $14 million. She is considered the main attraction that brought female fighters into the UFC. At one point, Ronda Rousey was arguably one of the biggest combat sports stars on the planet. Rowdy dominated the UFC octagon for 3 years straight, submitting her opponents for fun. Such was her force that she went past the first round only twice in her whole UFC career. During a 6-year career in MMA, Rousey earned a nice sum of $14.3 million, which seems incredibly agreeable, with nothing to be complained at. However, in less than 2 years in the WWE, Rousey had taken home $5 million, so it's safe to say that the WWE certainly pays better than the UFC. So who can blame Rousey for pursuing a career in the WWE, despite her incredible ability on an MMA front? She's also admitted that getting a proper salary, even when injured with healthcare provided, is a huge benefit for anyone in the WWE. She certainly makes the WWE sound a much more attractive prospect. Number 4. At number 4, we have Jon Jones. With an estimated career earnings of over $14 million, he is one of the most accomplished and controversial fighters in the UFC. His refusal to be outdone has earned him a place on this list. Jones, who has been fighting in the UFC since 2008. He's currently the longest reigning champion in UFC history and holds a record of 25 wins and no defeats. His rise to fame came from his impressive winning streaks and undefeated records, which made him one of the most feared fighters in the UFC. Coming in at number 3 is Anderson Silva with $18 million. Silva started his career in 1997 and has since been considered one of the best strikers in the sport. He was the longest reigning UFC middleweight champion, with a record of 16 wins and no losses, ending in 2013 with his first loss against Chris Weidman. His longevity in the UFC is attributed to his unbelievable reflexes and his ability to put his opponents away in the blink of an eye. His impressive win streak has earned him the nickname The Spider, making an estimated $18 million. Anderson Silva is the 3rd highest earner in UFC history. He's considered one of the best strikers in the sport, and his longevity can be credited to his incredible reflexes and ability to take out opponents quickly. Before we finish the video, if you enjoyed this content, like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to get the latest videos from MMA on the go. Next up, we have Conor McGregor. With an estimated total of $29 million, he's considered the most talked about fighter on the UFC roster. His infamous trash talking has earned him fans and foes alike. He started his career in 2008 and is widely considered to be one of the best strikers in the sport. He was the first fighter in UFC history to hold 2 titles in 2 different weight divisions. His rise to fame came from his brash attitude and confident fighting style. His trash talk made him a star and enabled him to rise to the top of the UFC ranks. In 2017, McGregor famously boxed Floyd Mayweather Jr. in what was one of the biggest pay-per-view events in history. The fight generated over $500 million, with McGregor earning roughly $30 million for the bout. 2018, McGregor launched Proper 12 whiskey, which was an instant success. The drink was estimated to make $60 million in its first year, with McGregor taking home the majority of the profits. Including this last 2 sources of income, McGregor net worth ballooned to more than $200 million, possibly making him the top earner overall. Only considering UFC earning the number 1 spot belonged to none other than George St Pierre. George earned an estimated $30 million throughout his career. His consistent domination in the octagon has cemented his place as the top earner in UFC history. George is a Canadian mixed martial artist who is widely considered to be one of the greatest champions in UFC history. He started his career in 2002 and is a 3-time welterweight champion. St Pierre rose to fame due to his highly technical and strategic fighting style, as well as his ability to control the tempo of fights inside the octagon. His dominance in the welterweight division earned him the nickname GSP. There you have it, our list of the top 5 UFC all-time top earners. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos.